Yes, be ready for the dictation. Start. The criminal justice delivery system gives justice to the criminal. It gives every reasonable concession to the sinners against God and men. They are fed and housed. They are given legal, medical, psychological, and psychiatric aid. Even education and vocational training are provided to them. It may be correct for the state to utilize its meager resources to rehabilitate and even pamper the unrepentant violators of law. However, we cannot ignore the victims. We have to imagine the torture, the trauma that the victims, the children that are abused, the women who are assaulted, the men who have been blinded, the parents whose children have been molested and murdered go through even after they have borne the initial shock of the crime. Stanza. About 2 years back, it was reported in the press that two brothers who were sentenced to 10 years in prison on a charge of rape had walked out of the court escorted by an unarmed policeman. They had escaped and returned to their victim's house. They had allegedly chopped off her left leg. The victim had fought a 2-year-long legal battle to get the two accused convicted. After her leg was chopped off, she must have wondered whether it was worth it. Stanza. Over the centuries, the society has been concerned about the criminals and their rehabilitation, the victims of crime, the victims of a slanderer's tongue, the victims of an assassin's dagger have been the forgotten children of the criminal justice delivery system. The state has the responsibility to protect the people and their property. When it fails to perform its duty, the crime occurs. The victim suffers. In spite of the suffering that the victim faces, the society expects the victims to support the justice delivery system. Stanza. The agony begins when the person goes to lodge the report. It continues till the end of the trial. The victim is made to go through the soul-crushing job of repeating the gory details of the crime. He is subjected to the anguishing agony of a ruthless cross-examination. At the end, he has to often bear the ignominy and indignation of being disbelieved in spite of having told the whole truth. The plight of the victim under our system is pitiable. In the present day world, it is not the criminal but the victim who shirks and dodges the public eye. He is angry and insecure. Stanza. Mere punishment to the criminal does not give full justice to the victim. The system must become responsive to the needs of the victim. Section 357 arms the court with the power to compensate the victim. It authorizes the court to impose a fine and to direct that the amount shall be applied in the payment of compensation for any loss or injury caused by the offense. The obvious purpose is to compensate the victim. Is it not time that the victim's agony was reduced and the necessity of compelling him to go through the ordeal of a second trial before the civil court was obviated? Over.